Hello students, this is Ejaz Sir's Maths Academy and I am Ansar sir, and today we are going to study Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. What is our topic? Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. Heating effect of current. Electric current लिखने के बजाय we will write only current. Let us save time. I could have written it earlier. So it is Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. What did James Joule say? James Joule said if a good conducting wire is carrying some current, the current carrying wire will produce heat, and because of it will get heated up. You might have seen that if there is the ceiling fan and you have switched on the ceiling fan for a long time, and when you switch it off and then you touch the circular part of the ceiling fan, you find it to become you find that it has become very hot, it has become warm, or maybe very hot also. So that proves Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. Let us derive an expression for the heat produced in a conductor. Let us suppose there is a conductor and we have already studied some basic concepts. I hope you know what potential difference is. What is potential difference? Potential difference is also called voltage. Potential difference between 2 points is defined as the work done to move a unit positive charge from one point to another point. Potential difference is defined as the work done to move a unit positive charge from one point to another point. So we can write W is equal to V into Q. V into Q will be W, or we should write it like this: W is equal to V into Q. And now this is by the definition of potential difference. W is equal to V into Q. What is electric current? But we know V is equal to R into I. From where does this come? From Ohm's law in electricity. This is Ohm's law. V is equal to R into I. And what is the definition of electric current? So here what can we write? Instead of V we can write R into I. So W is equal to R into I into Q. Ohm's law. So W is equal to R into I into Q. Now again, electric current is defined as charge flowing through the wire per unit time. Electric current is the rate of flow of charge. Charge flowing through a metallic wire per unit time is called electric current. So instead of Q, what can we write? Instead of here we can write Q is equal to I multiplied by T. Q is equal to I multiplied by T. Let us call this equation as equation number 1. Put in equation R in, now put Q is equal to I into T in equation 1. W is equal to V into Q. W is equal to R I into Q, because V is equal to R into I, Ohm's law. Now see, we can write this equation. Put Q is equal to, it should not be given equation. Let us call this one as equation number 1. In equation 1. So what will it become? W is equal to R into I into T. So this will become R into I square into T. So W can be written as I square RT. And what is this work? SI unit of work is Joule. SI unit of heat energy is also joule. So if two physical quantities have the same unit, they can be replaced with each other. So instead of work we can write heat also. Heat is equal to I square RT. This is Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. And how can we state it? Statement of Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. The statement can be written as like this. The heat produced in a conductor, of resistance R when a current I flows through it for time t is directly proportional to square of the current, comma, resistance of the conductor, and the time for which the current flows. This is Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. It says the heat produced in a conductor of resistance R for time t when current I flows through it is directly proportional to H is directly proportional to I square, H is directly proportional to R, H is directly proportional to I square t. So together we get H is equal to I square RT. H is equal to I square RT. What does this show? That the greater the heat, what do we mean by directly proportional relation? When one value increases, the other value also increases. Such a relation is called directly proportional relation. If we increase the current flowing through a conductor, the heat will increase. If we increase the resistance of the conductor, that at that time also the current, if the resistance increases, then there will be more collisions. And what is the cause of production of heat in a metallic conductor? See, I explained to you in a previous lecture also. When a current is flowing through a metallic wire, we know that electrons are flowing through the metallic wire, and flowing electrons have kinetic energy. When the electrons are moving through the good conductor, electrons have kinetic energy. And when there are collisions between electrons and atoms and ions, due to the collision, the kinetic energy of the electrons gets decreased. When kinetic energy decreases, an equal amount of heat energy is produced. Because law of conservation of energy says when one kind of energy disappears, another equal amount of another quantity reappears. So here also, when kinetic energy of the fast moving electrons is opposed due to collision, due to resistance, the kinetic energy decreases, and that decrease in kinetic energy is converted into heat energy. Can kinetic energy be converted into heat energy? Yes. See, these are my palms. If I rub them against each other, this is kinetic energy in my both hands. Both the hands have kinetic energy. After some time, the hands get heated up. So kinetic energy is converted into heat energy. When we fire a bullet from a gun, the gun becomes hot, and we blow the smoke. It becomes hot. So if you give a slap on somebody's cheek, so that person's cheek will become hot, because your kinetic energy of the slap is reduced. The kinetic energy has become zero. Now another form of energy will come into existence. Similarly, here also, when but how much heat energy is produced? Heat energy produced depends on the current, square of the current. It depends on the resistance. The greater the resistance, the greater will be the heat produced, and it is directly proportional to the time also. the greater the time for which the current is flowing, the greater will be the heat. अगर करंट ज़्यादा देर तक फ्लो होते रहेंगे तो हीट भी ज़्यादा देर तक बनेगी. So this, using this formula we can calculate how much heat will be produced in our geyser when the current flows through it. तो जितना ज़्यादा करंट फ्लो होगा उतनी ज़्यादा हीट बनेगी. नाइक्रोम वायर इज यूज्ड बिकॉज वी नो नाइक्रोम वायर हैज वेरी हाई रेजिस्टेंस, और नाइक्रोम वायर का रेजिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है तो देयर आर ग्रेटर नंबर ऑफ कोलिजन्स, हायर ऑपोजिशन. रेजिस्टेंस हायर मीन्स हायर ऑपोजिशन टू द फ्लो ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का फ्लो अपोज हो रहा है मतलब काइनेटिक एनर्जी कम हो रही है तो हीट एनर्जी बन जाती है. सो दिस इज द डेरिवेशन, दिस इज द प्रूफ ऑफ where did Joule derive his law. How did he derive it? Potential difference between two points is defined as the work done to move a unit positive charge from one point to another point. This is the definition of potential difference. So we can write W is equal to V into Q. W is equal to V into Q. But according to Ohm's law, V is equal to resistance into current. What does Ohm's law say? V is directly proportional to I, and V is equal to constant into I. So V is equal to R into I. So put the value of V here, R into I, and this is the Q. Give equation number 1 to it. Again we know electric current is defined as the rate of flow of charge. Electric current is defined as flow of charge per unit time. So Q is equal to I into T. Now put Q is equal to I into T in equation number 1. We get W is equal to R into I. Again instead of Q we can write I into T. I into I will become I square. This is T and this is R. So we can change the order. We can write I square first, then R, then T. It doesn't matter if you can write I, you can write T R I square, you can write R T I square. Whatever may be the sequence, the law remains the same. Work has SI unit joule and heat energy also has SI unit joule. So instead of work we can write heat energy here. So heat produced in a conductor is equal to I square RT. This is Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. And the statement of the law which I have written here can easily be remembered. Heat produced is directly proportional to square of the current, it is directly proportional to resistance of the conductor, and heat is directly proportional to time for which the current flows. Now what are the applications of Joule's law of heating effect of electric current? What are the uses of this law? So we can write applications of Joule's law of heating effect. Applications means uses of Joule's law. Joule's law of heating effect of electric current has many applications. Number 1, in filament bulb. In a filament bulb, they use a tungsten wire. This may be asked for give scientific reason. They use a tungsten filament. Tungsten has melting point 3380 degrees Celsius. What is the melting point of tungsten? 3380 degrees Celsius. So they use a tungsten filament. And we know that tungsten filament has longer length and small area of cross section. Long length and small area of cross section. Since its area of cross section is small and length is very high, which means its resistance is high. Its resistance is very high. In the filament the resistance is high and we know heat is directly proportional to the resistance. So when electric current flows through the tungsten filament, the filament becomes hot. The filament gets heated up and it consumes a lot of electrical energy to produce that heat, and some part of that heat is converted into light also. But you know, if we use a filament bulb in our house, the electricity bill will be very high because most of the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. But we use a filament bulb not for heat, we use it for light. So only some part of heat energy is converted into light energy. Still we can use it. Nowadays still it is used in villages. We nowadays use LEDs, light emitting diodes, but in villages they still use filament bulbs. So have you understood how a filament bulb works? When electric current flows through the filament of the bulb, due to the high resistance of the filament, kinetic energy of the electrons gets opposed and it is converted into heat energy according to Joule's law, and heat produced is directly proportional to resistance of the conductor, and because of that heat the filament becomes heated up and it emits heat as well as light. And you know, generally a filament bulb is filled with filament bulb is filled with inactive nitrogen or argon gas to prevent oxidation of filament, to prevent burning of filament. Though the filament has very high melting point, 3380 degrees Celsius nearly, but still it may get burnt because of the heat produced in the conductor, heat produced in the filament. So to avoid that, the filament bulb is generally filled with inactive nitrogen gas, or it may be filled up with argon gas. We know argon gas is an inert gas, it does not react with anything under normal conditions. So if we fill inactive nitrogen gas or argon gas in the bulb, they will oppose the oxygen to enter the filament. They will not allow oxygen gas to enter the bulb, and since oxygen is not there, the oxidation or burning of the filament will not take place, and that will increase the life of the filament bulb. The second application is in a fuse wire. Fuse wire. Suppose this is your television, TV, and this is a wire. The wire, and here it is Coradi. Sometimes a high value of current may come. You will connect a filament fuse wire here. This is fuse wire. Fuse wire in a porcelain case. So electric current is coming and you have used a fuse wire here. The fuse wire is generally made up of material which has low melting point. A fuse wire is made generally of a material which has low melting point. So when electric current comes from there, sometimes from Coradi or from a power station, a large amount of current may come from a transformer. So if a large amount of current comes, and if that large amount of current goes into the television, the thin wires in the television may get burnt and the entire television will be damaged, and we would have to suffer a heavy loss. To prevent that heavy loss, we connect a fuse wire. What is the function of the fuse wire? A fuse wire has a low melting point. It has a very low melting point. When the current greater than a particular value comes here, according to Joule's law of heating effect of electric current, H is equal to I square RT, heat will be produced in this fuse wire, and if the current is greater than the limited value, then the wire will get melted and the molten wire will not allow the current to move further. As soon as the wire gets broken due to heat, as soon as the wire melts, the circuit will be broken, the connection will be broken, and that extra amount of current will not be able to enter the television. So in this way, our television, a costly television, will be saved, and we can change this fuse wire later on. The fuse wire has its price is 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 10 rupees, 5 rupees. So it's not a costly thing. So we can change the fuse wire easily. Understood? A due reason may be asked, why does a fuse wire have low melting point? Why does a fuse wire have low melting point? So you should be able to explain it. When an excess amount of current flows through the fuse wire, according to Joule's law of heating effect of electric current, heat is produced in the fuse wire, and since it has low melting point, it will get melted and it will break the circuit, it will break the connection, and costly electrical gadgets will be prevented from being damaged. This is the answer. And another new scientific reason type question may be asked. Why does the filament of a bulb have high melting point? So again the same reason will be written here. When electric current flows through the tungsten filament, according to Joule's law, a large amount of heat is produced in the filament, and if the melting point of the filament had been low, the filament would have broken and it would have broken the circuit, and there would have been darkness everywhere. But since the filament has a very high melting point of 3380 degrees Celsius nearly, the filament does not melt and it becomes hot and it gives heat as well as light. The third application, nowadays various types of fuse wires are available in the market and they have ratings over them. It is written over them 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 5 ampere, 10 ampere. So if you want to allow 10 ampere current, then you will connect another fuse wire. If you want to allow 5 maximum 5 amperes of current, if you want that the current should not exceed 5 ampere, the current should not become more than 5 amperes, then you will have to put a fuse wire which does not allow more than 5 ampere current. If the current becomes more than 5 amperes, the fuse wire will melt. Understood? The third application is in a solder. Solder is a type of welding. If two thin wires are to be joined to each other, they use a solder. You might have seen a solder. It's like a pen and it has an electrical wire plug. They plug it into the socket, switch it on. Within 1 or 2 minutes, the nib, the point of the solder becomes hot, and then they take a solder wire. The solder wire is made up of lead and tin. Lead plus tin. It is an alloy. It is a mixture of two metals, lead and tin. These two metals, when they are mixed together in a definite proportion and a solder is made, it has a very low melting point. When we put the nib of the solder on lead plus tin solder wire, it gets melted and we can use it to join any two wires. Solder. Electronic item repairers generally use a solder. Number 4 is electric iron. Laundry iron. Electric iron. So electric iron functions on the basis of same Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. If you want to note down, pause the video and note down the derivation. You can pause the video and note down the derivation. I am going to rub it. Erase it. Then the electric iron. In an electric iron, there is a metallic plate here, the upper plate, and there is a lower metallic plate. There are two plates. This is the base plate, lower metallic plate, generally made up of iron. That's why it is called electric iron, because the plates were generally made up of iron in the olden days. Now I don't know what material they are using, because it is covered by plastic. Probably they still use iron, that's why still it is called electric iron. So this is an iron plate, this is another iron plate, this is the upper metal plate, and here there will be a lower metal plate, and this is the socket having holes. We will discuss further what is the function of the third hole. In a socket, the third hole is bigger in diameter, and the plug, if you have seen a 3-pin plug, the 2 pins are thinner and the third pin is thicker in diameter, and it is longer than the 2 other pins, because when we put the pin into the socket, the earthing pin must go first into the socket. That's why the third pin is thicker and longer than the 2 other pins. So when we connect it by a copper wire, this is a copper wire up to this point, this is copper wire, and as soon as it enters here, so in the lower metal plate there is nichrome wire. This is nichrome wire here, and and nichrome wire has high resistance. We know its resistivity is high. ठीक है, thin and long. Thin because its area of cross section will be thin. So area of cross section is thin. Less means resistance is more. We have already studied. Resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section, and resistance is directly proportional to length. So its length, it is coiled because its length should be longer, and its area of cross section is very small because resistance should be higher. So already it is a nichrome wire, but it is still thin and long. So resistance will be very high, and since resistance is very high, heat is directly proportional to resistance. So the greater the resistance, the greater will be the heat produced here. And in one CBSE board exam, they have asked a question, why doesn't this piece of wire become hot? Because this is copper wire, and copper wire has less resistance. And heat is directly proportional to resistance. Since current easily flows through the copper wire, there are not many collisions. Since there are not many collisions, so kinetic energy of the electrons is not opposed and heat is not produced. That's why heat is not produced in this piece of wire, but a large amount of heat will be produced here. Okay, so the two metallic plates are put one on each other, but if these metal plates are in direct contact with the coil, the metal plates will have electric current in them. There will be electric current in metal plates also, and we may receive a heavy fatal shock. We may die of electric current. So to avoid that, this nichrome coil is covered with a material called mica, which is a good conductor of heat. But a bad conductor of electricity. Now I don't have any mica to show to you. If this class had been conducted in our regular classroom, I would have probably shown mica to you. Because in the previous classes when I was teaching this topic, I told one of the students to bring a piece of mica, and that student even brought mica, and I showed the piece of mica to all the students. But you can go to an electrical shop and you can say, "Uncle, excuse me, I want to see a mica plate." And if that uncle shows the mica plate, look at it carefully and then say, "Oh, my mom is saying that we shouldn't purchase it. Sorry, I am going back." See it and go back. Just joking. You can see it in an electrical shop, mica. Understood? So this is the functioning, this is how an electric iron works. And remember, give scientific reason. Why doesn't this piece of wire become hot? Why does only this piece of wire becomes hot? So it is nichrome wire first of all. Number two, it is thin and it is long. Its resistance is very high and heat produced is directly proportional to resistance. Here smooth current flows. There are not many collisions. Means the kinetic energy of the electrons is not opposed. Therefore, heat energy is not produced. Heat energy is produced when fast moving electrons are stopped from or their velocity is decreased. The next application is the fifth application is an electric toaster. You can note down these 2 points. SI unit of work is joule, SI unit of heat energy is also joule. That's why instead of work we put joule there. So what happens in an electric toaster? We put a piece of bread into it, and then because of the heat it becomes brown on both sides and it is toasted. It becomes a toast. Now some people say toast, chai se toast khaya maine. It's toast because it is toasted, it is baked. So electric toaster. Number 6, electric oven. In an electric oven also, when electric current flows through the wire, heat is produced in it, and because of that heat things become hot. Number 7, in a heater or geyser. In a geyser also we use nichrome wire. When high electric current flows through the nichrome wire, due to high resistance of the nichrome wire in the geyser, the current is opposed, the kinetic energy of the electrons is opposed, and it is converted into heat energy. And what other application can we find out? There are many other applications of electric Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. There are many other applications, but we cannot write those applications which are not mentioned in our textbook. Otherwise, we could have written hair dryer, we could have written hair straightener, we could have written induction cooker, what else? There are many other things. So, but we cannot write about these things since they are not mentioned in our textbook. So that was all about Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. It has many useful applications and there are harmful effects also. Electrical energy is wasted in the form of heat. Do you want that the circulating fan, the rotating fan of your house, the ceiling fan of your house should become hot? No, we want the fan to give air. We are using the fan to receive air from it with pressure. But when it becomes hot, there is a wastage of electrical energy. So that is the drawback. Joule's law of heating effect of electric current, Joule's law that heating effect has uses as well as disadvantages. But its advantages are more than the disadvantages. So that's about Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. And what else? Yes, we will solve numerical questions based on Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. What does the law say? It says H is equal to I square RT. It says H is equal to I square R into T. So it can be written in other forms also. We know Ohm's law is V is equal to R into I. So instead of, we can write it as, acha, remember when you are calculating, when we will be solving the numericals, if we measure heat in joule, we will use this formula and we will use another formula, H is equal to I square RT upon 4.18 if we are asked to measure answer in calories. Remember, heat energy, the SI unit of heat energy is joule, but heat energy was measured in calories also. Even at present also, various chocolates and noodles and many things give heat energy in calories. They say some people are very much calorie conscious and some people say do not have more calories. If you have more calories, then you will have to burn the calories. So heat energy is measured in calories as well as, and why calories? Because when we have a laddu or a gulab jamun, after it we inhale air containing oxygen. Oxygen burns the food, and when food is burnt, heat energy is produced, and that heat energy is measured in calories. Understood? So heat energy has two units. One is SI unit joule, another is calories. So if we measure the heat in calories, then we will have to divide the formula by 4.18. And why only 4.18? Because 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. Just as we say 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, we say 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram, and we said 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to power 5 dyne, 1 Newton is equal to 1 lakh dynes, है ना, 1 Newton 1 लाख डायन के बराबर है. So similarly there are many conversion factors. 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to power 7 ergs. These are CGS units, grams. These are SI units. So don't remember them, it's not necessary for you to remember. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. That's why if we are asked to calculate the answer in calories, we will divide it by 4.18. And if we are asked to calculate the answer in joule, then we will not divide. Understood? One more thing, H is equal to I square RT. I square RT can also be written as I into IR into T. So it can be written as I into V into T, because V is equal to R into I. Ohm's law. Ohm's law says V is equal to R into. So it becomes I V T. or VIT wheat. Heat is equal to wheat, VIT, joule, in joules. Or we can write H is equal to, instead of V, again we can write, or instead of I, see V is equal to R into I is Ohm's law. We can write V by R is equal to I. V upon R is equal to I. So instead of V, we will write V. Instead of I, we will write V by R into T. So what does it become? It becomes V square T upon R. This is another form. So this is the most basic form of Joule's law of heating effect of electric current. But while solving numerical questions, if they give us potential difference, if they give the value of voltage, then we will use this formula. If they give the value of resistance, we will use this formula. If they give the value of current and if they do not give the value of resistance, we will use this formula. Understood? How much voltage do we use in our household? Generally 220 volts to 250 volts. So in most of the numericals that you will be solving, we will be solving in this chapter. Most of the times the voltage given will be 220 volts. Understood? Most of the numerical questions in OSWAL, in Evergreen, in Exam Idea, in Pradeep, in Golden Guide, and in many other notes, most of the numericals have the value 220 volts. Okay, though it can be 220, 230, 235, 240, 250 also, but they have taken the first value. And even this voltage is not constant. Since it is not in our syllabus, I am not teaching this. Otherwise, this voltage is never fixed in our household. Chalo, theek hai. I think we should stop here. Note down if you want to note down important points, and we will stop here.